But the event platform is available on your web browser. It's also available as a desktop browser and an app. For those of you who are wondering if you've tried to look for the app, it will be available soon. It's going to be in all the stores. We're just waiting on the Google Play Store to push it through. So it will be coming shortly. But for those of you attending virtually, your desktop browser is probably going to be how you attend most of the time. So I would make sure that that's what you've got on that. And the platform is a great way to connect with others, view the schedule, build your own schedule, and then get notified of any updates during the conference as well. Signing up for sessions. This is not required that you do it ahead of time. You can build your own schedule in the event platform, but it's not required. You're able to go on the day of and click on the session, click join, and it'll take you out to Zoom, which is how you'll view all the virtual sessions. So it's not required that you set it up ahead of time, but you can, if you want, build your own schedule within the platform, and I'll show you that here in a minute. One of the other things I do recommend is if you need CEUs or education points, make sure you download the tracker and start tracking your points so that you have it when you are either getting ready to sit for perhaps the GPC exam or renewing your GPC or your CFRE or any of your other credentials out there. Speaking of that, all sessions are approved for 1 CEU or accepted provider points for both the GPC and the CFRE. So important for you guys as virtual attendees. Any of the sessions designated with a room and say online, those are being offered to both the in-person and virtual attendees. So it would probably say hybrid as room as well. Any that just have a room listed or say in person, those will not be offered to you as the virtual attendee. Most of these sessions are very hands-on, or for some reason the presenter felt like it would be better as an in-person only session, so they are not being recorded and will not be available to review after the conference either. The virtual only sessions, or the ones that say online, those are only being presented virtually and will be recorded. And last but not least, you can attend any session. Even if you feel like you are a beginner and one seems a little bit more advanced, don't let that scare you. Pop into the session, see if it's right for you. If not, all you got to do is close that Zoom window and pop into a different session. It's okay to leave if it's not right for you, but don't feel like you can't attend just because one of them may say it's more advanced or it's a beginner level or anything like that. Feel free to attend any of the sessions that you want. Just a quick reminder of our conference code of conduct. This is a safe and a productive environment for everyone, and we expect professional behavior throughout the event. If we get notified of unprofessional conduct, we do have the right to remove you from the event. I've never had to do that in my 14 years of conferences with GPA, so I don't expect to have any issues, but just my friendly reminder. So what should you do if you do have questions during Grant Summit? Best option is to shoot us an email at staff@grantprofessionals.org. Once we get through Thursday morning, that first round of sessions, we definitely have more time, but we will constantly be monitoring that inbox by somebody here on staff to answer any questions that come over. So don't hesitate to reach out via that email. And please do use staff@ instead of my email address, just because it's easier for everyone on staff to access this email inbox, and so one of us would be able to assist you. So some final thoughts before I flip over to the event platform. I will show you this, but please fill out those session evaluations throughout the conference. This helps us improve each year, figure out which sessions were really well liked, which ones weren't, what we could do differently. So this is located within each session in the event platform. You'll just click on it. It will take you out to our Survey Monkey. You select the session you attended and then fill out the answers. Check out our sponsors and exhibitors, as well as our silent auction, and I will show you where to find that information on the event platform. And finally, be social. You should be able to do discussions within the platform, but also use our hashtag GrantSummit and post on social media. We will be pulling things, and our social media wall will be active soon. We don't have that up and running yet. We are going to get that up and running starting Monday so that we can start seeing all the social and fun activities that everybody is doing. Okay, so as I said, you should have received your login information to this platform. It is gpaevents.everedge.com/GrantSummit. So this is your homepage of everything you're going to want and need during the conference. To log in, you're just going to click on your login up here at the top. Let's do my non-admin account so you guys see it as me. And just log in using your email address. Everybody got a generic password. Feel free to adjust that once you get in there. If for some reason you forgot your password, just click this link. It'll send you an email. Now that does come from that WeCare@EvaReg email address. So a lot of people, that's ended up in their spam. Once you get in the first time, you should be no problem. But if you do have any issues, please let us know. So when you log in, it's automatically going to take you to your profile. The very first thing I would like you to do is to check the time zone of your profile. The agenda is going to be set to the time zone that your profile shows, not the time zone of your computer, not the time zone of your phone, but the time zone that is showing in your profile within the system. So if you are not in America Chicago time, so Central Time, then you're going to want to go in and edit that so that the times show up for where you are located. And to do that, you would just hit edit, and it'll be down here along the bottom. Make sure, if you make any changes, to click the Save Profile button, and that's what's going to show it for you. We do encourage you to add a picture. I have not added my picture in here. I've been in my admin profile for so long that I kind of forgot that I needed to do this. But yeah, please add a picture because your picture will show up in our attendee directory unless you choose not to put yourself in there so people can see who you are and what you look like. But I'm going to just click on the home button here. So this just takes you to the main page of the platform. If you scroll down, there's just a little bit of information here. There's a quick click over to our schedule. If you want to learn more about the speakers, you can do it here. These two boxes you don't really need to worry about now that you're already registered, and we have sold out our sponsors and exhibitors, so nobody else is going to be adding that on. So that's just kind of the main page right there. You don't need to worry about registration or the hotel and travel since you're joining us virtually. So the next one you'll really want to look at is the agenda. So there's 4 items under the agenda tab. So I'm going to click on that first one that says full schedule. So this is going to give you an overview of everything that is happening that day for the full conference. So as you can see, there's 4 different dates here. In order to figure out what's going on Thursday, you're going to want to click on Thursday so it flips over to the Thursday activities. Same thing with Friday and Saturday. So we kind of have it grouped between our morning and afternoon sessions, and then by what's happening throughout the day. As virtual attendees, you will be able to view anything that is being offered in the hybrid model or online only virtual model. All of those are also being recorded and will be available to you until the end of March of next year to view the recordings of. To make it easier for you, over here on the right-hand side, there's a drop-down. So you can change this so that you can see only those things that are happening that day that are hybrid, or only those things that are happening that day that are virtual. So a little bit easier way for you to figure out what it is that you will be able to attend. So all of our general sessions, our spelling bee, our opening session on Thursday morning, our plenary session on Friday right before the noon hour Central Time, and then our closing session on Saturday are all being broadcast live to you. And then each of the morning session, breakout session times, there are opportunities for you as well. There are at least 3 or 4 hybrid opportunities per session, and most of them also have 1 or 2 virtual options, which I can't see right now because I chose just the hybrid options. So I'm going to just look at this one here. Say I decided that I wanted to come to this one on managing subrecipients. It says it's hybrid, great, I can do that. If I click on this button, it's going to add it to my schedule. The day of this event, 10 minutes before the start time, so at 1:20 Central on, is this Friday, Thursday, this join live session button is going to become green. That is how you will actually click into the virtual event. So you'll click on that and it's going to open up a Zoom window for you. And then everything for that virtual event will take place in Zoom. That's where you'll see the video, you'll be able to interact in the chat, everything like that. It's just like a normal Zoom webinar or meeting after that. If this button does not show green and it's 10 minutes before the start time, refresh your screen. Sometimes it just needs that quick refresh in order for it to go, oh, it's that time. So refresh your screen and it should show up as green. So if you just look at this, you can see the overview of the information. It gives you an idea of who the speaker is. Here is where that session survey is. So after you've had a chance to attend, if you can come back and click on this, it'll jump you out to our Survey Monkey, where you will then complete this session evaluation. The other thing you can do is by clicking on the actual title, it gives you a little bit more information. So you can read a little bit more about Scott. And again, you can read that a little bit in a little bit bigger screen. Now, if a session has handouts available for you to view and download, by clicking into the session, now let me find one, the handouts will be right underneath where the speaker is. So each handout will be listed there. You just click on the green button and it will download it for you. So each session you have to go into it to find the handouts. Not all sessions have handouts. The speakers are still adding them as they finalize their presentations. So continue to check back on that. Handouts and the recordings for all of the hybrid and virtual sessions, again, will be available for you to view until March 31st of 2024. So if there are two sessions that you are really interested in, pick one, and then you can watch the other one as a recording and grab the handouts from it. Okay, so then the second tab under agenda is schedule at a glance. So this just gives you just a quick overview of everything that's happening for the conference each day. There's no big breakout of what sessions are happening. It's just kind of that quick glance of this. All of these times are in Central Daylight Time, since that is the time zone of the in-person conference. On this page, you can also download this schedule at a glance, and you can also download the breakout session schedule at a glance. So if you download that one, what it ends up looking like is kind of a grid for each day. And in here, what's nice for you is that we have them labeled too to let you know if they're online only, hybrid, or in person. So that gives you another way to see what sessions are available for you. Education tracks. So if there are certain areas that you need to focus on, each of our sessions is assigned an education track. It's one of these 8 that are on the screen. By clicking on one of them, say I need to brush up on my evaluation and collaboration, it's going to give you a list of all of the sessions that are being offered that are considered an evaluation or collaboration. Again, you can click on it to learn more. This one, you're like, oh, great, it's being offered virtually. I really want to attend that. You can add it to your schedule by clicking here. All right, and then the final tab under agenda is the continuing education tab. This is where you can download the trackers that CFRE and GPCI have provided for you to track your education points throughout the event. And just click on here to download. One thing I do want to point out in the full schedule that I would be remiss for not pointing out to you guys specifically is Thursday and Friday evening. we are offering Conference Connect sessions. So these sessions are specifically geared towards you all as our virtual attendees. And they're on a couple different categories. So the two on Thursday are being allowing you to connect with others. The first one is the LGBTQIA session, and the second one is the Introvert Happy Hour on Thursday. And those are just for you to be able to join others online, turn your cameras on, have a conversation with each other. No set agenda for any of the four. So these two are on Thursday, and then on Friday, our other two are our unretired / semi-retired grant professionals, and then our BIPOC grant professionals. So feel free to attend those, and just as a way to interact with other attendees who are also attending virtually. All right, if you're interested in learning more about our sponsors and exhibitors, you can come to this tab. You can search for somebody specifically by name by clicking here, or you can click into the session and it will give you more information on them. Some people have a video showing, some contact information, tells you a little bit more about the association or the company within here. And then if they have chosen to complete this virtual booth, all of these are clickable. So you can learn more about the sponsor exhibitor as well by clicking on the information they provided. Attendees, this is where you can connect with other attendees. It does not break down by virtual versus in-person, but it does tell you if they are online at that present moment or not. So like if we search for me, oops, my last name. No, it's not pulling me up, probably because I am an admin. But like Mike Chamberlain here, it's showing him as offline right now because he's not in the system. When they're in the system, that does change to say online. And by clicking into there, you can just learn a little bit more about them, of what contact information that they share. All right, discussions. There are 6 different discussion threads started in here. So this first one is just an open discussion. We want you to use this forum to have any open discussion about any topic you may have. So like the other day, there was a problem with the reply button. So they were letting us know that it's finally fixed. So now if you click reply, it will show up like here, where Vanessa said there's having problems, and Earl the squirrel responded and said, great, it's working now. So you can post within here. And then if we go back to our discussions, we got some Grant Summit meetups. Those are more for the in-person attendees. But we would love to hear from you guys on each day. What is the best thing you learned? So share with each other what you're going to take back to the office and learn on there. Giving back. So those that are in person, we are building these happy kits for our social impact project this year to benefit Children's Mercy Hospital here in Kansas City. Most of us who have children who work for GPA, our kids have had to utilize this hospital at some point in time in their life, and so it's holds a special meaning to all of us. And so we want to give back to the community as well that we are in, and taking so much space for the week that we're going to build these kits. Knowing you guys aren't going to be here, I know a lot of people have already sent in donations of cars or books, but if there's still time, if you want to donate, there's an Amazon link. We just ask that the items be here by Monday morning. If you do want to give a monetary donation, you can give it at that link there as well. And then our silent auction being offered by the Grant Professionals Foundation. This is their biggest fundraiser of the year. And this is how they raise funds to give scholarships to like Grant Summit, to take the GPC exam, for memberships to GPA. It is a 100% virtual auction. They've got a lot of great items. So if you're interested in winning any of their items, check this out. It actually went live today. It's been live for an hour and a half now, so that's pretty awesome. And then finally, we got our FAQs over here. So just some frequently asked questions that are happening within GrantSummit. So I will click right up here where it says My Schedule. As you add things to your schedule, they're going to show up on underneath here, which is really nice. You have a couple options of how to see it. You can export it down to a PDF. You can download it to your Outlook. Unfortunately, it does not do Google for some reason. But then you can also look at it by day, by week, however it's easier for you to see. It defaults to the monthly view though. And then if you click on it, it will pull it up for you so you can see it. And then that's where you can add it to your Google Calendar.
Barb, how long will the recordings of the sessions be available to watch online after the conference?
You will access them through this platform, and they are available until the end of March of 2024. Can we only add to the Google Calendar? It appears on this page here, right here. You can add it to Outlook, but by clicking on this, you can add it to your Google Calendar. So it looks like there's two options, but a different way to do it. Okay, so in regards to the app, can you make sure it's in the Canadian App Store as well? It is supposed to be, so I will double check on that. I know that was one of them they were still working on. The app stores are just being very slow this year for some reason. Where can we download the CEU tracker? That's under Agenda, under Continuing Ed, and then it's on that page right there, whichever one you need, the GPC or the CFRE one. We answered the question on how long the recordings are available, but again, until the end of March 2024 within this platform. You have to access them through this platform to get them for free, because we will be adding them into Grant School, but for you to get them for free, you have to access them through this platform. Well, if you think of anything, don't hesitate to reach out. I am in the office until Friday afternoon. After that, we will be on site. But please reach out to that staff@grantprofessionals.org email address. That'll be the best way for you to get an answer from either myself or one of our colleagues. We're super excited for GrantSummit. We're so glad you're joining us virtually. And I think that's it. Until we meet again, enjoy yourself next week and make sure you make a lot of connections, and I hope you enjoy the content. Thanks, everybody.